and yung general, mo. Ayoko na, hindi ko na alam sabihin.
Hi, Besh!
I'm channeling Raya. Raya Putumaya.
Ako, Sisu. This is green.
Sisu.
Okay. Hindi na siya clear, but it is green.
Dapat pag sisisu ka, dapat parang dapat very colorful, parang cotton candy.
Besh, naman yung buhok niya. Hindi ka naman pwede i-dye yung buhok ko ng ganun. So, anyway, anong masasabi mo doon sa latest offering ni Disney, Raya and the Last Dragon?
My very first impression was that kapag Disney princess, kailangan talaga laging parang warrior princess. Kasi naalala ko si Pocahontas.
Pero si Pocahontas, si Jasmine, at saka
Si
si Mulan, parang
yes.
lahat sila may partner na lalaki pa rin, kahit papano. Although sila yung main, I think itong si Raya,
walang love story.
Oo. At saka walang
hindi
guy na...
Walang Prince Charming.
Oo, walang ganon.
Oo. Very relatable siya.
I know!
Walang Prince Charming. It's very... I would like to say na this film is quite realistic.
I know. And sa simula
siya
pa lang,
sa totoong buhay.
Yeah. And sa simula pa lang, di ba, yung sinabi niya na yung nag-uusap sila ni Namari. Tapos parang sabi niya, they prefer comfortable clothes daw over yung formal wear. Yan. Parang ako, oh my gosh.
relate tayo dun. I like the intro part. When she was narrating what happened.
Yeah.
I like the artsy effect, yung kaleidoscopy. Treatment. Tapos yung layered na paper cutouts na effect. I love that.
Yeah. I think siya,
very artistic.
Yeah, I think it combined all the cultures of the Southeast Asian countries. Parang si Raya, I think she's the representative of Southeast Asia. Parang ganun yung peg niya.
Oo, para siyang Miss Southeast Asia.
Oo, parang ganun.
Kung pageant to. Ay, nung nagsisimula yung video, alam mo ba, akala ko, she was like a teenager. Parang ewan ko yung pagka-illustrate, na-gets ko lang na she was a kid or a child nung dumating na sa scene yung dad niya.
For me, parang hindi naman. Parang okay naman sa akin. Pero
Hindi
natuwa ako kay Tuktuk. Simula pa lang, tuwang-tuwa ako kay Tuktuk.
Oo, ako din. Super cute. Ano ba siya? Armadillo?
Cute. I think armadillo. I think mix siya ng armadillo and something else. Basta cute siya, period.
And ang cool nung concept na sinasakyan siya.
Pero ayun nga, 'di ba sa simula, actually gusto ko yun yung parang yung kinuwento nga niya yung broken world. Tapos yung description niya nung enemy, yung drone. Is yung the plague daw born by human discord. So parang pinapakita rin niya kung ano mangyayari dahil sa human greed. 'Di ba? Kaya siya nahiwalay into different territories.
Very realistic naman yun. Kasi 'di ba gano'n naman yung history ng ibang countries na parang it used to be one nation and then parang nag-divide.
Yeah.
Dahil ayun nga, hindi magkasundo.
Pero I have to say na it's refreshing to see Southeast Asia being represented in a Disney film. Hindi ba? Finally, meron na tayong representation. Yeah, it's about time.
Oo.
Yeah.
Parang dapat they should have come up with something like this a long time ago.
But it's long overdue already. Makikita mo yung mga traits ng mga different Southeast Asian countries. Parang pa konti-konti pero pakita nila dun sa film. Like yung when Raya asked Namari, like, have you eaten? Parang it's so Pinoy.
It's so Pinoy, Chinese.
Oo, na parang natawa ako nung nakita ko yung scene na yun.
Parang basically that's how you welcome guests.
Yeah, oo. And then, to see rice, doon din. Yung rice, tapos yung tawag doon. Oo, yung ginaganon nila. Oo, parang sobrang, ganun nga. Ganun nga talaga.
Hindi, pati yung hat eh.
I don't think the hat is Pinoy. The hat is probably
Vietnamese.
Vietnam. Oo.
Di ba ganun yung sinusuot na hat ng mga nag-work sa field?
Yeah. Pero nakakatuwa. Tapos, si Sisu nakakatuwa rin actually.
Si Sisu? Kasi I just rewatched Crazy Rich Asians. So, pag naririnig ko si Sisu, nai-imagine ko talaga si Awkwafina. As in, nakikita mo siya. Yung character ni Sisu, as in, swak na swak kay Awkwafina.
Oo.
Diba?
Kamukha rin niya yung character eh.
Oo, syempre, they have to make it
niya eh. Oo.
Para may continuity.
Nakakatawa nga eh.
Tao.
I think okay din yung the way that they contrasted yung light versus darkness and yung hope and despair. Yung pagkaka-contrast nila, 'di ba? Kasi si Sisu, she kinda represents hope, 'di ba? Kasi dragons sila yung hope, 'di ba? And then yung gem, pinakita mo dun sa drone, parang nawawala siya, 'di ba? May isa doon parang sinabi si Sisu na maybe the world's broken because you don't trust anyone. Remember? Parang,
yes. Kasi di ba sinabi ni Raya na the world is broken because you cannot trust anyone.
Mm-mm.
And then, ni-rephrase ni Sisu saying na maybe because you don't trust anyone, that's why the world is broken.
Yeah.
So, makes you realize na, in life, there's a lot of situations na it really depends on how you see it.
Yeah.
It depends on which side you're looking at it from. Kasi parang if you look at it in different perspectives, you also get different results.
Yeah. And I think that makes more sense, yung statement ni Sisu. Kasi the world, it doesn't get broken by itself naman, di ba?
Yung mga na pick up ko from the start, yung pinakauna, yung unity.
Oo.
Unity, di ba? Na parang since everybody has their own agenda.
Mm-mm.
So, that's why everybody's fighting. Because you each have your own agenda and you cannot come together because you're trying to prove something to the other
clans?
I don't know how they call it. Other clans, maybe. Parang ganon. So, parang you're trying to prove na yung clan ninyo or yung tribe ninyo is better or more deserving of prosperity. Di ba? Parang yun yung
Parang they think that heart is prosperous because they have the gem. Yeah.
So, because of that mentality, now, they want to get a piece of it, di ba?
Yeah. But that's not the case. Which leads me to yung conversation ni Raya with her dad, di ba? Like when tinanong niya si Raya, okay, tell me, what do you think of the other clans or tribes? And then, di ba, sinabi nga ni Raya, sabi niya, Talon is ganyan, Tail is ganyan. And then, sinabi ng dad niya, yeah, but people assume things about other people, di ba, and about other situations. And
another thing is betrayal. Di ba, as nag-progress na yung story na you think you are friends with somebody and then you trust them and then they betray you.
Yeah.
And the thing naman din with trust is freely given. Diba? She trusted ni Mari. So, nakakatawa lang na as the story progressed, binackstab siya not just once, but twice. So, it makes you realize na yung trust talaga, you give it for free, but at the same time, you are at the risk of being taken advantage of. But, doon sa pa-ending na, with regard to trust pa rin, you realize na trust should be mutual.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, you accomplish greater things if I trust you and you trust me as well.
Yeah. And parang binanggit din yun ni Sisu, di ba? Sabi niya. Yung mga brothers and sisters niya. Na parang because she said she didn't know why they chose her, but it just happened na they trusted her. So parang she felt empowered because of that. And I think that's very important din for kids nowadays, yung younger generation and mga adults din. Kasi like there are a lot of things in this world that we know, but it helps to hear it from somebody else or from something like from a movie or when you read it, diba? Parang, oo nga, kasi iba yung nagagawa ng
positive reinforcement.
Yeah, sa confidence.
And reassurance.
Oo, diba?
Maganda nga yung part na yun na parang she may not be the best or the most powerful, but because of the trust that they gave her, parang it compels you to be something else. It compels you to do better.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility nga kasi, diba?
Yes. At saka nakakatuwa na I think very appropriate yung names and yung personalities ng clan.
Then, pagkatapos ng trust, sacrifice sa part ng dad niya, I think it's both trust and
trust
sacrifice.
Pa rin yun, yeah.
He sacrificed himself while trusting Raya that she is capable of
saving the nation.
Finishing the task.
Oo.
Then, nung nagkakilala na sila with the other cast, tawang-tawa ako dun sa baby.
Si Noy? Noy yung pangalan nun?
Noy. Kasi sobrang con artist na baby.
Oo, grabe. Ang cute-cute
gangster niya eh. Tawang-tawa ako sa kanya. May 3 sidekick pa siya.
Pero alam mo, nakakatawa siya, pero I think people really do that. Like, they use your sense of responsibility, yung humanity mo, tinetest niya. Tapos parang isa-scam ka lang pala nila. Yeah. Kaya nga people nowadays are parang nagdadalawang isip to
paranoid
help other people.
Tao.
Yeah. Kasi you don't know if it's a scam.
Yeah.
Yun tayo sa scam
lagi tayo nauuwi sa scam.
Oo nga. Bakit ganun?
Pero it's true kasi, at first, when she appeared in the film, it didn't really occur to me na it's gonna turn out the way it did. Like, never ko naisip na she's a con baby.
Yeah.
pero nice work kasi it makes sense, di ba? Na in life, talagang may ganun na they use innocence as bait. When she already met the crew, reminds you then na when you're trying to accomplish something, you can't really do it yourself. Yeah. It takes teamwork, di ba?
Yeah. And I think, I like how it all came together towards the end na like yung journey nila. Kasi in the beginning, they're separated, right? When Raya grew up and then she started this journey nga of trying to save the nation and bringing everybody back. She got the help of yung crew and then she got them in specific places. So parang maganda yon na they all came together. And yun sa last nga, di ba si Nemari, si Fang, nagsama-sama na sila lahat somehow. So parang yun na yung unity na binabanggit mo kanina. Parang they let go of each other's personal agenda in order to achieve the bigger goal.
Kasi 'di ba, nung time din na spoiler alert, nung pinatay ni Mari.
Ay, na ba tayo nag-spoiler, besh?
'Di ba, since wala nang water, so yung mga dune, parang nakarating na rin kahit dun sa Fang, 'di ba? Yung mom nakita niya papunta na yung swarm sa kanila So yung greed din talaga nila nag-backfire din sa kanila.
Yeah,
Dun sa bandang huli nung pinakita na yung brothers and sisters. Ni season, sabi ko, ay, My Little Pony na ba 'to?
Actually, oo.
Hindi ba? With the color.
For me, I liked it.
I liked it then. Though, you can already see the similarity nung format niya from the beginning pa lang with the other Disney films.
Yeah.
In terms of kung gaano siya ka-different from the other Disney princess movies, parang aside from the Southeast Asian concept, wala namang kakaiba.
They're going towards the route na kasi of warrior princesses kung mapapansin mo.
Oo.
Tapos pabawasan ng pabawas yung lalaki.
Umaayon sila sa realidad
yeah.
At least they're studying the demographics. They can see the trend na a lot more women are remaining single, diba? Tas women empowerment na it's not like the traditional setups na a woman has to have a man. Tas parang it's always the man saving the woman. It's always this Prince Charming saving the princess, the helpless princess.
Yeah.
Yung Brave ba? Disney ba yun?
Oo nga. Kung Disney yun,
parang ganun
yun.
Din. Oo, di ba parang ganun din?
Yeah.
Parang medyo pareho. Tapos parang parehong ganito din yung hair nila. Orange lang. As with every Disney movie, maganda yung message. Like, after you watch it, it will make you think and reflect. And it's relatable. Parang you will look at certain scenes and you can translate it to your own personal experiences.
Pero I think it's important for animators and yung
Really
mga production companies to continue churning out this kind of content. Kasi for me, nung bata ako, when I watched Pocahontas and Mulan, yung mga warrior princess nga, parang tumatak talaga sa akin yun. And I would say, nagkaroon naman siya ng positive effect sa akin. So,
I think kasi the trend kasi nowadays is really women empowerment, diba?
Yeah.
So they want to present the female leads as somebody who is strong, who is capable, parang ganun, who can do everything. Hindi na siya limited by the fact that she is a woman or she's a girl or that she needs to be rescued by a prince. Diba?
Kasi before that, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, parang laging damsel in distress. So nung lumabas yung mga ganong movies, parang ako, whoa, this is different.
Finally, something I can relate with. Hindi, kasi diba, let's face it, reality is not all women are damsels in distress. And there's a lot of women nowadays who are very independent and strong. So, I think they're just, napapanahon lang siya.
Yeah. I'm really curious to find out kung ano ang reaction mga bata dito.
Kasi kids think very differently.
Yeah.
So, I think you'll be surprised kung ano yung mga lessons or mga mapapansin nila dun sa film. Things that we probably didn't even notice.
Yeah. Pero one thing's for sure, I think makikitan sila kay Tuktuk.
Super cute.